Morning. Morning, Eileen. Come on, Eileen. Morning, Eileen. Got 5 people watching. Say hello so we know who's there. Lynn Turner. Morning, Lynn. Eileen, I'm good, thank you, Eileen. How are you? I'll get your Avon order out to you today. I did have a quick look yesterday. Didn't have a chance, but much of a chance, but I'll have a bit more time this afternoon. Morning, Luke. Who else have we got there? Can see the little icons, but I don't know all your pictures. I think that's Angela. Morning, Angela. Morning, Lynn. Good. Glad, Eileen. Who else have we got live? Lovely morning. Yeah, it's a lovely morning here, isn't it? Nice and bright. Looking forward to this morning display. Good morning, Fiona. Morning, Jane. Yeah, we've only got how many? About 10 days till the end. Oh, 10 days I think it is till March. So yeah, looking forward to spring. Must say it seems to have been a really long winter, doesn't it? I know lockdown hasn't helped, has it? But it seems to have been a very long time. And the garden's been cold and dark. Morning, Thelma. So yes, it's been not very nice time really. So hopefully, I think what they'll do is I think they'll after the schools have opened, then maybe they'll be opening a few shops, and maybe the pub will be open again. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? But hopefully it won't be too long. Morning, Carol. So we can only hope that things get a bit better soon, and we can all get out in our gardens. Morning, Jennifer. And get cracking on with the spring. Terrible weather here in Wales. Oh, sorry to hear that, Carol. It's really nice here. It's nice and bright this morning. As you can see, the sun's pouring through my window as usual, but if I get in the way of it, hopefully it won't spoil your viewing. So yeah, so we'll crack on then. We've got 15 people, so if you can share in other groups if you can. I know they do that in a lot of other groups. They share in the groups, so it brings in a few more people. So more people that watch, the more people that you know, we can do the demonstrations for. So that'd be great. So if you can share in any other groups, I think Kay's Flowers is a popular one. And there's a couple of other flowery groups, or you could even share in like retirement groups and things like that. Maybe people like that would like to have a look, if they're okay with the computers, and most people have got their phones now, haven't they? So share in whatever groups you've got, that'd be really great. Okay, let's get cracking. Right, so today we're going to use our heart, what we call it, a heart hat box. Which has got a lid on it, which I've put on the bottom. So I'm not going to put remember last time when we did the chocolate box one, I put it at the back, displayed it, but this time we're just going to have it underneath, so we don't need to display it every time. Morning, Mum. Morning, Mum. Right, so although this does actually come with a liner, this one, I never quite I always think there might be a hole in it somewhere. Morning, Anne. So a true florist will always line. Don't care what anyone says. Keep the box dry. Bottom of the box. So I'm going to line it with some cellophane. Just push it right down into the bottom. And I've got a block of Oasis here, which I've just cut the corners off. So I've just literally cut the corners off so it will fit my heart box better. And of course I've made this wet again now. Doesn't help. I'll keep that dry. So now I'm just putting the majority of the Oasis into the box. So obviously the Oasis has been soaking in water just for a couple of minutes. Just basically put the Oasis onto the water and let it soak down in its own time. Never push it down. What I'm going to do is use one of these little corners and just push it down into the front. So I can actually use the Oasis. So I've actually got little points on the front. And then we're going to cut away some of the cellophane. We don't need all that. But it's just an extra security blanket. And it protects the box as well. You know, keep the box dry. So now we've just got our box, and we've got the extra little bit of Oasis in the bottom. Okay. Let me get rid of that cellophane that's going to annoy me. Just rub that down. So just keep the bottom of the box clean and tidy. It's a messy job, but okay. Right. So what we're going to do, the flower I'm going to use, if you saw my video in the week, I did a little flowers from Holland, and I'm going to use some of these flowers that were delivered on Thursday. So I've got the single spray chrysanthemums. This is Anastasia, a beautiful lime green, one of my favourite flowers. It brings most other colours to life. It's just really vibrant. We've got some carnations. These ones I believe were called Bizet, or they may have been AM or Bizet. So I've got the two different types. So I think this one might be the Bizet. This is bright fuchsia pink, and we've got a nice soft two-tone pink. So we're going to use some of those. And I've also got some little cafe creme gerberas. I'm going to put a couple of those in. They're like a sort of very slight peach. Morning Faye, morning Suzanne. A very sort of slight peach colour, but just a bit peach. And the beautiful spray roses. Morning Suzanne. And these ones were called Mini Rose Eden. So there's lots of little buds on one stem. So that's why it's called a spray rose. Okay. And also, if we've got room, I'm going to put in some little purple tulips as well that I bought. And these were called Purple Play. Purple Play, these ones are called. Alright. So, for the greenery, I'm just going to use, I've got some cinera, some nice little bits of cinera eucalyptus. Got some of those. And I've got one piece of pistache basically. So you don't need, morning Jane, morning Geraldine, you don't actually need a lot of foliage. So we're just going to dot that around first. Let's just put some small little, these have already been cut. So I'm just going to go over the edge of the, I don't want to lose the shape of the heart. I'll put that one in the middle. So just a few bits dotted around. And I'm trying to get the nice little tips. They look best. So that's what I've done, is I've sort of taken the tips. So just a few bits around the edge. Not too much. One in the middle there. So roughly about that sort of. Not so much. Morning Sue. Okay. Just a few little bits of pistache as well. This is another one of my favourites. Just a few dotted around. So you don't really need an awful lot of foliage. It's just nice to have that little bit of greenery around the edge. So just little sprigs like this, drop them around the edge. I've just literally dotted them around the edge, a few in the middle. Morning Hilda, morning Pat. Just around the edge. You're trying not to lose the shape of the heart, obviously. Don't want to leave this too much, otherwise all the water's going to come out. And I'm trying to keep the bottom of the box dry. So there we go. Right. So I think we'll put our Anastasia in first. So if you cut them. The best thing to do is just to measure where you want it from the top of the box. So cut it where you think it's going to sit in the box. So it's roughly about 4 or 5 inches. Get rid of all the foliage, all the bits. And then I think we're just going to dot them through. So I think we'll have one here. So push it right down to the bottom. 2. Now, I was debating whether to use these because I thought they might be a bit big, but I think we'll squeeze them in. So there we go. So just 3 Anastasia, and then we've got our carnations. So with the carnations, these are buds, but you can just squeeze. If you squeeze the, I can't remember which bit the flower that's called, but just squeeze the bottom and just fluff the petals around the edge, and it will open for you. So we're going to put a few of those around. So remember the other day, if you saw the video I did the other day, you never cut on a node because otherwise your flower won't drink. It's a bit like a knee joint. I always think of it as a knee joint. More Karen. So cut below or above one of these joints. So again, just push in the middle, fluff it out. You won't harm the flower by doing that. It just brings it on a little bit. So again, squeeze the middle and just fluff out. If it's really hard, then don't do it because it's not ready to do that. But if they're soft around, if the ones around the edge are starting to move a little bit, then you know that they're ready and you can do that. Okay, so I'm just dotting these around. So just feed through, so you can see the effect that we're getting. So just feeding around the edge. One more of those. All that's calculated, right? So again, just fluff around the edge. That one can go on that side. Oh no, I've got 2 there. No, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move that one along a bit because otherwise I'm going to have two too close together. There we go. So we'll put that one in the middle, I think. So we'll put that one in the middle. Now with the gerbras, you can wire them if you want to, but there's not really much point because you're cutting them so short. But if you wish to wire a gerbera, I have shown you this before, but basically you just push the wire. This is a 22 gauge, hold it at the top and just twist. So you've got the wire in one hand and you twist the flower with the other, and then obviously just cut it off. So we're going to put a few of those in as well. So feed it in through. You be careful with your Anastasia because you don't want to squash the petals of your Anastasia. I think we'll just have 2 of these because they're going to be a bit big. Otherwise we're not going to fit everything in. Okay, morning Pat. Watching from Kells in Ireland. How's it there, Pat? Is the weather good? Sun shining over Kells? I hope so. One of the best places on earth, Kells Bay in County Kerry. Beautiful. There we go. So I've got 2 of those in there. So you can see already it's looking really full. Alright. So I want to put some of the bright pink fuchsia pink carnations in. Now this one snapped off when I was cutting them down to put them in the vase. So if this happens to you and you still want to use that one flower head, you can literally just use one of your wires, a florist wire. You literally go up the centre of the wire, just keep pushing till it goes right through the flower. Can you see that on the other side? Can you see the wire? And then you do a little loop on the top and then pull the wire down again until you can't see the loop on the top, and that will secure your, and then just cut it. I mean, obviously that won't necessarily be drinking unless you bring it right to the oasis here. But to be very honest, they last forever, carnations, in or out of water, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. So you can put that one in, but it's best obviously if they're drinking, really. But sometimes if you've got one flower left and you just want to use it, it's really annoying if you've just got one flower left. So we're going to put another one, pink one this side, a little bit long. You can always trim it back a little bit. Let's go there. Now it's best to feed it through from the stem. Don't push down with on the flower, otherwise the head will pop off. So again, just making sure that you're feeding you're moving your little Anastasia petals out of the way. Morning, Linda. Here we go. That's a great idea with the carnations. Well, it's just something that you know, as a florist, commercial florist, you don't want to lose even one flower. Sometimes, you know, it might be that one flower that you've got that you can use. And with certain flowers, you can get away with it. Carnations, yes, you can get away with it because they're very long lasting, but not all flowers. You wouldn't get away with it like with a gerbera because they're fleshy, and it would need. Right, I'm going to put a couple of tulips in, not many. So, but I think the purple is what we just need a bit of purple to lift this. Now with the tulips, again, you need to feed it down from the stem as you go down. Don't push it down, otherwise the stem will break. So in between your foliage, getting the eucalyptus out of the way. And the thing is with the tulips, they will continue to grow, so push them down quite, so literally just the tip of the flower. I'll show you, I'll do another one and then show you. You literally just want the tip of the flower coming out of the top of this type of arrangement because it will grow and it will pop up. Alright, so over here. So you literally just want the tip. See the tip of the flower coming through? There's one here as well. See, so just the tip. You just want the tip of the colour. Every time I lift the box up, the water comes out. I'm trying to keep the water in. So as you see, you just kind of move the flowers out of the way as you put them in. So we'll have another one at the top here. Another little tulip. So you're just dotting the colour through. Probably only need about 5 of these, maybe. I'll put another one at the top here. And as I say, in about a day's time, these will pop through and you'll have another burst of a different colour coming through. So we're just going round the edge. Just going to put a few around the edge. I've allowed 10, but I might not use 10. So, and it's quite difficult sometimes, but you have to sort of just move the flowers out of the way and just literally pop them in. And each time you move a flower, you just have to move it again just to make sure it's right. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one more, 7. Let's make it odd numbers. I really like the odd numbers. One at the bottom, which will give it a nice little point on the edge of the heart. So that will actually give it a nice shape. There we go. So already that's looking really full. Can you see that? Really pretty. And again, the water's coming out. Very difficult to show. Okay. Right, and then we've got our little spray roses. So we've used all the flowers that we're going to use. I'm just literally going to fill in with a few of this spray rose. Now, if you can get like a flower and a little bud together, just get rid of any of those little weather petals if they look a bit rough. But see how beautiful that is? It's one of my favourites. One of my favourites, and that's called Mini Rose Eden, that one. So we're just going to dot those around as well. So on this stem I've got maybe 4. So that one's got 2 little rose petal, 2 little rose buds. So that's lovely. They look lovely with the rose bud attached. You just move the flowers out of the way as you put them in, and just push down with the one that you're. Sometimes you have to do it. Got the what's happened? The cineraria is there's a leaf at the bottom, so you have to kind of get that out of the way of the oasis. Doesn't want to go on. Let's go at a different angle. That's it. There's another little leaf there. Okay. So this one's got 2 little buds. Got a little hole at the top here, so you can see all of those coming through. See the little rose buds. Right. So on this, so I've used 1 stem. I may have to pinch 1 more off another stem. I'm going to use that. So that 1 stem, I've got 5 sections of rose. So I'm going to put those 2 in together, that little bud. Okay, I'm going to put that one in the middle. I want to be able to see some on the top. It's really pretty. Right. Now I don't want to squash this kind of stays at the front. I don't want it to be too squashed. So I'm just fluffing them out a little bit. Okay. Well, I'm just going to dot through a little bit more greenery, because I want to see a bit of floatiness through the top. I want to see a little bit more greenery. It's the green that complements all the flowers. Morning, Piggy. I'm going to put a bit more back there. And that one's a little bit long. So you don't want to lose the shape of the heart around the edge. You just want it a little bit fluffy. If there's a bit of green that looks like it's sort of going the wrong way, you can just sort of trim it. Right, so I've got a few more remaining, everyone. There we go. So it's looking really beautiful. And any mum would love to have that on Mother's Day, I'm sure. I can see a few holes now. You believe it or not, there's so many flowers in there, but I can still see little holes. So I'm just going to fill in with a bit more greenery. Morning, Lane. We need another little flower down this side. Actually, I'm going to put another bloom here. Yeah, that's perfect now. That's perfect. So just fluff the greenery up. I need a little bit of greenery in the middle there. Let's see if I've got a little bit of swing there. So just pushing through. There we go. So you've got your little bow on the side. matching the pink, so you bring one of the colours through into the flowers that you're using. There we go. So that is your heart. If you wanted to, let's get a bit more tissue. I need one of those turntables, I think. I'll have to invest in a turntable, I think. Good morning from Norway. Morning. Morning. Okay. Right. I've got some of these are called Medellino sticks. So I was thinking maybe I'll put a few of these through. These are great for adding another dimension. What you can do, you could just do it like in a heart shape. Maybe we'll do that, maybe we'll do a heart shape. So just push it down in the middle and push it down into the front edge. Actually, I'm not going to do that. It doesn't quite look right. Sometimes you do things you think, actually no, that doesn't quite look right. So I'm just going to do some little loops. I think loops are better. And maybe just do them on one side. So they can come from the same place, but have different. Too long. Too long. I'll just cut it till you're happy with the length of it. So 1, 2, maybe 3. And then if you wanted to balance the other side, you could put a little butterfly or something like that in. Now these, you can buy these online, little flower butterflies, and it looks like they're hovering over the flowers, so that's quite pretty. So maybe do it on one of the green flowers, because then that, no, that a little bit better. It needs to be in balance with the loops, really. So we put it down here. There we go. So there we go. I'm just going to show it to you from the top. So you can see it from the top. So there we go. I'm going to take it first. Sorry, I'm doing it the wrong way. So there we go. You can see. So we've got the little hearts. You could do, as I say, you could do the green loops with a heart in a heart shape, but it's quite hard to get the line down into the front flower here. So there we go. I'll just show you again. Little butterflies moving. Sometimes you have to put them on another wire because the wires are so thin that they come with. There we go. Let's do it that way. You can see it. Okay. Move that one down a bit. There we go. There we go. So that's your hat box, heart-shaped hat box for Mother's Day. Okay, hope you liked it. Very simple. You can use any type of chocolate box if you can't get the hat boxes. You can use also any sort of box, any sort of nice chocolate box would be lovely with this. And the little butterfly and a little bit of some sort of other dimension just gives it another shape. There we go. Hope you like that. So that's the Mother's Day. One of the options for Mother's Day anyway, so you can do that. You can have a go at that. I want to see your boxes. Show me your chocolate box. Just get a nice chocolate box and do it in a nice chocolate box, and see how you get on. But just make sure you've got enough oasis in the bottom, and cut your flowers reasonably short, and it would last for a long time because the flowers are short. There's no wavering in the stems or anything. This will last a lot longer. It's like a basket arrangement. They always last longer because the stems are cut shorter, so they always last a lot longer. Okay, so there we go. So have a wonderful day, everybody. Have a lovely weekend. I'll see you next weekend. Continue to invite your friends and neighbours and families for me, and share this video with anybody you think might like it, and have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon.